Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ghost Stories. Tonight's story was sent in by the Purple Ghost, and it's based over in Sri Lanka. This is a real-life experience of a family in Sri Lanka whose parents were not so aware of where their little girl was playing. The events unfold as following. The little girl is crying beside a run-down and abandoned house, surrounded by a short wall, which is on the brink of collapse. Passerbys look at the little girl, who's crying, but move along assuming that her parents must be close by. The house has its own intriguing backstory as to the nature of its deterioration and abandonment. In an area of the city where the value of land and overall property is not ignored by real estate agents. But that is a story for another day. The little girl lives 2 houses down the same lane where the abandoned house lies in wait. But many little children in the neighborhood stay away from the spacious gardens of the abandoned house, except for the little girl, who has shown quite a keen interest on playing pretend in the garden area of this abandoned property. The garden is a pitch of rough soil with faint patches of grass, but besides that rough pitch of soil, that makes the footpath leading down to the front door of the abandoned house. Many bushes that have overgrown their intended range due to neglect. Neighbors of the family of the little girl have given warnings to the parents to not allow the little girl to play in the abandoned property, citing incidents in the neighborhood talks about when the property being haunted or the place being possessed by the old woman who loved and died in the property. Those warnings were met mostly with humor and disbelief by the parents. The parents were hard-working folks who had to grind their way through life to earn an earnest living. Father was a typical government agent who worked from 8 a.m. to 5 daily on minimum wage, and the mother did day-to-day chores to earn. Evidently, where their little child played in her free time was not much of a concern for the parents as long as she stayed in the neighborhood, where others more concerned about the child's safety had their eyes on her. The little child was seen to make conversation with somebody during her playtime, and this was often seen as cute rather than weird by everyone, including the parents of the little girl. But one day, all that was about to change. On the day of the incident, the little girl was seen crying in the middle of the rough soil patch of the property, for all to see, ignored by many, as always, assuming that she must have cut herself on one of the overgrown bushes, or such a little as a little child does when playing in the dirt. But one concerned woman in the neighborhood noticed a black patch on the back of the neck of the little girl. Concerned, she called out to the mother of the girl, and both of them went in to pick up the little girl. The mother of the girl and the concerned woman were shocked when they saw a detail in the black patch on the back of the little girl. In the black patch was an imprint of a palm from the hand of a human. The patch had an eerie feel to it and felt more inhumane. When the two women inquired whether someone hit the girl on the back, what she said terrified the two women even further. The little girl said, the old lady who used to watch her in the garden while she played had become furious with her when the little girl refused to go inside the abandoned house with the old lady. When the two women asked to describe the old lady's appearance, the little girl's description of the old lady matched the looks of the old lady who lived and died in the property way before the little girl was ever born. So, dear parents, be aware of where your little children play. I've done a little digging into the history of the abandoned house I described, and it's both tragic and horrific. Let me know if you want to hear more about it.